looking out for my life now. That's what Steve wanted me to do.
So the Hope It Up is venturing me in different directions. So I invited my very, very special friend from years and years.
Thank you, sweetheart.
We've done a lot of things together.
We have.
Matter of fact, William, all three of us, we've all done some things together.
Yes, it's a great
So,
city.
you know, it's a good collaboration we have here with us three. So, William, thanks for coming the other night
Thanks,
to
William.
Brad's event. I hope you, got your feet wet, and we're going to get you involved some more with Brad's campaign. So, anyway, so what's up, Apostle Ward?
Well, I wanted to start by saying thanks, Donna. Thanks for asking me to share this place with you because I feel like we have a kindred spirit. I think both of us really enjoy what we do, but most of all, we want to see change.
Right.
We want to see positive change in the life of young, old, black, white, rich, poor. And I think that's why when you asked me, I said, it's a given. Not to mention Coach.
Right. That time of year again, too.
And I was saying Coach Hope, yeah.
Right.
But I wanted to just give a little bit to tell people why Hero came in for me, if that's okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, last year, the American Red Cross, and I'm kind of holding up this little glass medal. I don't know if you'll be able to see it clear. But they recognized me for Hero in the Heartland. And they said it was for commitment to community for the 20 years that my husband and I have served to make a difference in that neighborhood. And so that's where it kind of came in for me. I didn't say I was a hero, you did.
Right.
And with that, I've been kind of building on that brand. And I said, well, what is a hero? I think a hero is somebody we look to, somebody we count on, somebody we trust. And I said, if you're going to have all those acronyms toward me, then I know what I bring. I believe in hope. I believe we can't give up no matter how bad the crime is, no
Right.
matter what we're facing in school, no matter what's happening in the political arena. We've got to hope it up. We got to hope it up.
Right, and one of the things that hopefully I can bring hope to, I'm going to start be doing some public speaking on suicide awareness. And there's been so many suicides within the last 30 days that it needs to be talked about. It's not talked about, and it needs to be talked about, especially the last 4 that I've heard of have been under the age of 25.
What?
So the youth out there have no hope.
Watch out. Can I piggyback off of that? Okay, for me, that's why I got my Facebook, because I needed to keep up with my young people.
Right.
Because if anybody was contemplating suicide, or if anybody's angry enough to feel like they want to go hurt somebody, at least I would have a heads up on it and enough time to try to see if I could turn that behavior around.
And that's what reason I started my Facebook page was to keep track and let my fellas. I like to keep track of what they're doing, all the positive things.
Yeah,
and
as
matter
well.
of fact, I was going through my son's stuff, and he kept a scrapbook, and I didn't realize that he kept articles about me and the things that I've done and some of my players. So I found some. So I'm going to start giving back to my guys the stuff that I have. I didn't realize my son Steve had kept this stuff, but he knew that these fellas meant a lot to me, and they still do. And some of these fellas have turned their lives around. So I made a call to one of them today, and I'm going to give him back the articles. He was like a big track star. I was so proud of him. They come from, to give you a little bit of background, a lot of the guys that I've coached through the years have come from bad home life. Southside family, we're talking, so, it's just what I do.
Well, I like the way you said, your sons didn't know you kept up. That blesses me, because I'm hoping that as we're on this hope journey, I'm talking about what we're doing tonight, what we're doing in the community, what we're doing at work. I'm hoping that we'll have more legacy or more things that people can refer back. I wanted to talk about this most recent award that I just brought back from Louisville, Kentucky, and
Louisville.
Louisville. That's what they tell me. Got to put a little roll on there, right?
God, trust me, I've been dealing with how to say that for 10
They
years.
told me that when I was down
My
there.
son even bought me a shirt that had all different ways of
saying it.
Yeah.
But say it again, Donna.
Louisville.
Hey, all
Yeah,
right.
Louisville, Nebraska, but Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. I heard it. Okay, as a result of that, I went to your favorite city.
Yes.
And I got an award just recently, and it's called the Dorothy Richardson Award, but she was also another Hope champion. She stood up for her neighborhood when they were going to tear it down. She organized, and as the result of one person's movement, she got her neighborhood saved. And as a result of that, Neighbor Works of America give this award out to 7 people every year. So this year, I bring it back to Omaha, Nebraska, and I'm not sure we have another recipient in this area, but I'm trying to get the story out.
Well, just because everybody tries to look at the negative in Omaha,
Yeah.
you know? And, you know, you got to bring the positive into things. And that's why I tell people, if you're going to put stuff on my Facebook, if you're going to put something negative, I'm deleting you.
I received that.
I will unfriend you. I don't want any half-naked pictures. I just want positive things, and I will repost positive things.
It's a work, isn't it?
Right.
It's a work. I just got permission. For me, every time I got an award, let me say this one. And this one is for the neighborhood. Look, you see that one, Donna? It says Who's Who in American Neighborhood. This one brings it back to Omaha, too. And this took us to the West Coast. We went to Eugene, Oregon. Soon as I got this piece of wood, this plaque, I went and got with everybody I could. Did I get a picture with you, Donna?
I think
And we're pointing up and said we did it. Oh, we might need to do that.
Oh.
But nonetheless,
she's liking taking pictures of us, by the way. She's already taken selfies.
because I gotta
tonight.
try. I'll put it up
I
later.
don't do selfies.
And I didn't do a good one, but I'm gonna put it up. But anyway, with this one, the first thing I thought to do, Donna, was get everybody I knew that had helped and had poured into this winning of this award, and we all stand and we say we did it. But that's what I know to do. If God has blessed me to be the voice, so to speak, because I can't do anything more than what you helped me do.
Right.
So this is my time to say thanks, community, because without you, there is no me. And without us, there's no change.
We're the positivity.
We are.
We need to start that ripple.
Yeah, we do. Somebody has to start
We
it.
need to start that domino effect.
I like that.
A couple weeks ago.
I like that.
A couple weeks ago, I went through Dunkin' Donuts, which I've talked about. They shouldn't have built one across from my house, but they did. But anyway, I paid for somebody's coffee behind me. So the other day, I was thinking, I'm too lazy to make coffee this early. I'm going to go Dunkin' Donuts. Well, somebody paid for coffee in front of me, paid for my coffee.
That is
So
so
the lady says, you remember when you did this a couple weeks ago? Somebody just paid for yours. So see, things do, and I always say, if you do something positive, it's going to come back at you.
Well, that makes
You don't expect, it's just going to come at you. And
I
we
heard
were
that.
talking about hope.
Hope.
And she looked up
the
the meaning
word
of
hope.
the word hope. And to me, hope is a feeling. It's a feeling you have to have. It's not an action, but it's a feeling. I'm gonna let her read what it is, and then I'll give my little spin on it.
Okay, I'm just going to read it from the definition. I just kind of Googled it. It says a feeling that what is wanted can be had, or the events will turn out to be the best.
But here's my take on that. I don't like the word wanted in there. We were
Okay,
talking about
did we
this-
talk about that?
Right, we were talking about that. Wanted is something, it's like you want a toy, you want this, you want that. Hope is a feeling. Want is, to me, it's something more selfish. I'm gonna say it. It's
I
a
like that.
selfish feeling.
I like that.
You know, but hoping is, you have to get up every day and you have to hope the best out of people. You have to hope your day's going to go well, because if you get up with the mindset, oh my gosh, it's Monday, it's going to be a Monday.
I heard that.
You know, my day didn't start out exactly real good today, but I kept saying, okay, it's going to be okay. And
Yeah.
it did, it turned out okay.
I heard that.
You know, so I like the feeling of euphoric. I'm going to say word hope. We got to put that in people, so they want to have better in their lives. They want to have better in their neighborhoods. They want to have better for their children. They want to have better for the schools.
Yes.
Because right now, if you look, the first 10, 15 minutes of the news, and my son never liked watching the news because he said it was all negative. And at least a couple of stations are starting out with positive things instead of the negative things at the beginning of the broadcast.
I like that too.
I think they're putting the hope out there in people.
Well, anybody can tell by the silver in my hair that I came up in a different generation. And even our TV viewing, every program knew it had to end on a positive note. It had to end and begin with hope. Now, we know life is full of tribulations and struggles, but even the media knew that they had to continue to promote hope. I always say when there's hopelessness, there's devastation, there's destruction. There's no reason to even try.
Right, and a lot of these serial mass killings is because people want their name, they want their name out there. They want their name to be spoken. They want their name as so-and-so did this. So at least the media now is not saying their names. So I think you're going to see it seldom or less.
Yes.
Because if we keep promoting the names, and I couldn't tell you any name of anybody who's done any of the killings. And so, so especially the last one they just had. And the last school shooting they had this last weekend. They had one in California. They never mentioned the name of the person who did it.
Well, I was thinking too, Donna, as far as keeping hope, even as you're playing basketball and you got your young people as well as your more mature out there trying, remember you told me that you used to make sure everybody got a chance to make a basket.
Right, that's what I do.
Tell us about that one.
Well, after my son died, I decided as a tribute to him, at the end of whatever sport it is, basketball, if not every person or not every child has made a basket, we will set it up.
Nice.
With the coaches or with whatever, with the other players, that child will make a basket.
See?
Because it's either going to make or break them ever wanting to play again. I do the same with volleyball. I'll move a girl up 10, 15 feet if I have to, as long as she gets to serve one over.
That's beautiful.
Because the look on their faces, and people always say, why do you do what you do? That's why I do what I do.
For me, kind of moving it to the block, and when I speak about the block, for those of you that know and have experienced a block party, it's important that we continue to promote fellowship, fun time, without the drama, without the violence, without the altercations. And you guys have successfully pulled it off for nearly 20 years. And many people said that would never be the case because my neighborhood, and I'm just going to coin the demographics, was from 38th and Ames to 38th and Grand Avenue. That was once called Death Valley, literally written in the concrete that this is the Valley of Death. And since the block parties and the community coming together and really defeating that title, now we call it the Hope Alleys. We call it the Valleys of Hope, as well as hope runs through the alleys, the very back streets where nobody looks. It's flooded with hope. Isn't that a wonderful analogy?
And the thing is, she brings, I try to go to it every year. She brings people from all over the city into this. It's not just that block. So she's bringing to show that we can all be together. People always kind of wonder why I do what I do. Why are you? And I remember I sat at one of the mayor's office, and I was getting ready to do an event, and I went to the mayor because I wanted to propose I don't like the word anti-violence because I think that's a negative, but so I wanted a peace day.
Okay.
So, and I got the look. I says, okay, you're giving me the look. He goes, what do you mean? I go, you're giving me a look like, why does she care what happens in North Omaha? Mm-hmm. I said, why not? I said, you tell me why not. I said, it doesn't matter to me what color, race, Mm-hmm. I said, we're all the same.
We are all the same.
Just that, I said, and right now, violence happening everywhere.
Everywhere.
In South Omaha,
everywhere.
Really.
I'm telling you, everywhere.
Yeah.
You coined that perfectly. Now, your mayor may not have been the one I went to.
I like the guy.
But my guy, in my book, and I just got to give a little plug, I wrote a book about the event that is really a 10-year journey. It's a very thin book, Donna, but it was 10 years in here because I didn't want to drag it out. I felt like the message was imperative to get it out, to help people see what they can do right where they are. So when I go visit the mayor in my book, you'll see who mine is when you read the book. I said to him,
It's the same, Mayor.
okay, don't even start. Well, let me finish mine. So I say to him, he says, tell me, how come I've never been invited before? And I said, sir, first of all, if you really understand the demographics of any neighborhood that is impoverished, destitute, and just ridden with crime, nobody trusts anybody. Nobody trusts anybody.
Why well, he shouldn't have to feel like he should be invited. He's the mayor of this city.
Right, but I think, wait a minute, can I just say this? I think that was wise for him because it wasn't until I could build up trust that he would not have been not received. He could have came, but it's a difference showing up and then it's a difference in being received. And they received him after the years of building up that kind of trust.
Well, the thing is, you have to step out of your box.
We do.
Because if he would have made the effort,
Yes.
he would have been respected.
I like that for you.
To make
I heard that.
to make the effort to step in
Okay.
to where he we have to make the effort. We have to get out of our
I
box.
like that.
If not, I'd just be, still living in, I won't say where I used to live, but
Yeah.
I would still be living in this little small town where pretty much a dominant white community. So I didn't feel comfortable there. And when I brought my basketball team there, year after, for all you Benson guys, the year that Benson went to state, people would come out, shut their garage doors, that they were open, but
I'm listening.
just because I brought my fellows out there saying that I was bringing, bad people out for their daughters, and I said, have you been to the mall with your daughters? Do you see who your daughters are?
Yeah.
Don't come at me. Mm-hmm. My guys are fine. I'm responsible for my fellas.
I received that.
You
I
know?
guess when you said that touched something in my heart. It touched me when you said, you got to step out. That's where it started for me. I had to step out of a normal way that people in a high-risk community live. First of all, isolation is no stranger. Secondly, to step out to try to connect beyond your own property line and your own family, you're already weird. Then, not only that, to stand up for what's right. I mean, I broke through some real tough, boundaries. So when you said that, I started thinking about that. I said, So I guess at that point, I do want to plug the book again because I feel like, this is me, Donna, and I'm encouraging you publicly now. Write a book. Just write down, chart where you came from, chart what you've
but I don't
been
remember,
through.
that's, my son always went, but I don't remember everything. That's where my son.
Go ahead.
That's where my oldest son, he remembered everything. He could tell
Isn't
you.
that beautiful?
He could tell you what game back in 1997, so-and-so did this. And I was
that's
just
so
like,
cool.
how do you, but you know what? I think I've done so many things. And I want to say this, and I was having this conversation with my son.
Yes.
And I was telling you about this earlier the other day, that I am so fortunate, so blessed that I have such a huge circle of people in my life. All the way from Congressman Brad Ashford, which I'm going to put the plug out there. What he did with the veterans today, had that summit, was great. The things he's doing, I'm very blessed to be having him as my friend over the 20-some years we've been friends. And then to go from people that have been gang members, they're still my I don't care what you've done.
I heard that.
So I'm just
I feel
very
you.
fortunate. I went out to, with my friends from high school I've known for like 50 years. I went out with
Yes.
them the other night. So I'm very blessed, and
Thanks.
that I have this very huge extended family.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I could not do it. Speaking from my perspective of being my husband just passed June 21st. He passed on my youngest son's birthday and Father's Day of this year, 2015. Donna, it hasn't even been 6 months. I mean, I was with that man 50 years as of September 29th. That would have been our 50th anniversary. And Donnie just kept trying to marry me ever since I was 13. And I kept saying no. I fought.
Good thing.
That's what they say. Donna, I fought him off until I was 19, and then I said I do. And we had been together through some of the toughest times ever.
But that's what kept you together for almost 50 years.
That hope. The hope that it would get better. Do you hear that? I hope somebody's listening out there. Hope, even in the worst of situations, will get you through the roughest times.
You know, and you see people, and you know, I always tease everybody's like, why don't you get married again?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I honestly don't see a lot of happy marriages out there. So maybe I've lost hope.
I hear you on that.
Because all you hear of abuse, you hear, you know, cheating, you hear all the different things that's going on, and it's hard for me to trust people,
I would hear that.
to trust somebody.
That's a big word.
Because, you know, it's just, I think the women out there, even the men out there, have lost faith in the other rate,
That hope. I heard it. And I said, maybe that's something I'm hoping that we can bring to the show a little bit more too. Some people that can kind of stir that hope back up or speak to it, because I definitely love love. And when I see young people or older people committing, it brings me a joy. It reaffirms where I've been and say, yeah, just don't give up hope through it all. And I'm talking from a perspective of teenage love to young love, young mature love, maturing love, and then senior love. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Hope is what keeps, hope is the glue.
well, they say hope, love, and faith. You know,
Mhm. Watch out, you're starting to preach, Donna.
I know. Gosh, don't get me going. But, you know, I do have faith,
Yes.
but I don't know. You know, and everybody's like, well, you know, you're going to die alone. No, I'm not going to die alone,
No,
because
you're not.
I have other things.
Yes.
You know, and I'm not set in my ways, as people say, or I'm not stubborn, because, yeah, when I come home to
That cute doggy.
my little
That
fella, my little fella.
Tell us that doggy's name.
Gizmo. And he's named Gizmo because he looked like the little Gizmo from the Gremlin movie. So, yeah, he's my little Spitfire.
He is so cute. Now, my children feel like, Mom, you know, you're mourning and you're a widow and you don't need to be alone. So I have plenty of company. Nobody wants to see me alone for any legal time. But I find out I kind of gain momentum in the quiet moments. I don't know if that's true for everybody, but for me, I kind of gain my perspective, strategy, strength to keep on hoping in my alone times,
Well,
you know.
I couldn't do everything I do,
Yes,
you know, if I was settled down.
I heard that.
Because I have so many things I do, and so many things I want to do. Like, I'm adding more basketball tournaments, you know, and I'm always like, well, what man would want to be, you know, I get love and I get hugs, you know, and I'm not going to stop doing that just
Yeah.
because I might have a man by my side. So you'll have to accept me for what I do.
I agree.
Because,
I
or
agree.
it's not going to happen.
I agree.
But no, the other night we went out to this winery, and I saw this. There was like 2 parties of brides-to-be,
Yes.
but then there was a younger couple sit there, and there was an older couple sitting there. They were probably in their 70s, and they were holding hands. And so you had a younger couple, probably in their 20s, and then somebody,
Yes.
and they were holding hands. They were so cute,
Wasn't that what?
you know. So I'm just like, you know,
Yeah.
that's so cute.
It
but
is.
Yeah, but you just don't see that.
You know,
very
and
often.
I would love, that's what I would love to see hope spin around in that part right there. You know, I'm taking my youth now, and you know, they're interested in each other, but I think if you know better, you do better. And I don't know if that's true when you're bringing them down the court, you know, Coach Hope, but I just believe if you know better, you do better. And I'm hoping that as I'm teaching the relationship classes, you know, the basics that I wish I had known at that age, and then giving people the freedom to see, hey, this, okay, I see more quickly now, or yeah, I could wait, or yeah, this is something I'm ready for. Just
You
get
know-
the foundation laid at least.
Well, the thing is, right now, if you're not free to, and this is the young, and I feel bad for these youngsters right now because there's so much peer pressure, on them giving up themselves.
Yes.
You're not cool if you don't. You know, and you hear about all these parties and these and the drugs, and stuff, and it's just. It's hard.
It's a lot.
It's hard.
It's a lot.
It's hard to be a teenager right
It's-
now.
it really-
I'm so glad.
Boy, who are you telling?
Because
I agree.
it seems like it's getting younger and younger. Like 10-year-old girls are having babies, and you're having babies, And I know it happened back when we were younger too, but it's just so freely now. You're not accepted unless you give up, and you're giving up your body,
Yes.
and it needs to be, there's a big squab about sex education right now. It should have never stopped. It should have never stopped. To me, they need STD testing in schools. They need all kinds of things going up. Pregnancy testing in schools. Babies don't need babies right now. It's too hard being an adult and having children right now.
I'm thinking where our biggest debate is coming in as far as people feeling like they want to be able to have the freedom to talk and decide what their children are ready for or not.
Well, then talk to them.
Okay, I have no problem with that. I'm just saying this is where I'm at now. I'm looking at what is called a term called pay forward. And pay forward, I don't know if you're familiar with that is. That means you have a gift and I have a gift and we just forward. You flop it over here, I flop it over there, and we
Right.
just move forward together.
Right.
All right, I'm looking at what's called passion forward. Passion to me is when I take the people that are, they called seasoned adults, hallelujah, they're probably 62 and up, and you have some passions. Like our young people today may not know how to sew a button on or hem or iron anymore or any of the things that we came up that was our everyday. Well, I'd like to see if you would like to share that passion or passion it forward into my young people that may not even have that kind of training at all. Bam, but it doesn't stop there. The other thing I'm looking at is I'm taking my youth and saying, look, we don't know how to get on Facebook. We don't know how to get an email. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then let both people passion forward. And as they're swapping their passion, so to speak, what I'm hoping, please hear that key word tonight, what I'm hoping will come out of that is purpose, clearly defined, as well as self-worth.
Well, they're starting, and some of the senior citizen, not here, which they need to do this here, they're starting daycares. And the elderly need hope.
Hope, say it.
They
Donna,
need
say
a
it.
purpose.
Say it.
And by having these youth around, these children around,
Yes.
it gives them something to look forward
That's
to every day.
right.
And just like my oldest son always used to tease me, Mom, if you keep doing Matt's laundry and stuff, he's not going to know how to do that when he goes to school.
Uh-huh.
But guess what? Bam, it happened. He goes to college,
It
and
was.
it's just a habit.
He didn't know how to do it.
He didn't know. Yeah, I do a lot of things. So yeah, and he learned the hard way.
Thank you, Lord.
The thing, it was always book smart, street smart. Matt's book smart, Steve was street smart. But sorry, Matt, I got to say this. But the story I always like to tell, and Steve, I know you're going to be laughing up there, is we were in Louisville, Kentucky,
Yes,
doing a
Louisville.
basketball tournament,
Louisville.
and Matt had called and asked, "Do I need to take the cardboard out of a frozen pizza before I cook it?"
That is so cute.
And Steve's like, unless you want to burn the house down, you might want to remove the cardboard. And I said, read a book. And
Okay.
The thing, that was always the street smart, book smart with the kids.
Hold on, I got one. Okay, that's cute. You made me laugh with that one. But at the same time, what I'm thinking about is...
Sorry, Matt, but I had to say it.
That's okay, man. Don't be mad at Mommy. She needed to get that one out. But it's cute. The other thing is, okay, what else? Okay, we got another gentleman that I'm talking to. He dressed so debonair every day, just debonair. I said, well, I think your passion, maybe it may not be yours, but I'm identifying it. I think you would be the one that maybe help people know how to tie a tie or even
That's
understand.
another thing he didn't know.
and no, we're not talking about these things define you, but we're saying,
Right.
bring the simple things, the things that you think nobody's interested in. Well, let the wealth of the wisdom, but I'm still talking to my seniors too, or excuse me, my seasoned. They keep telling me to watch that word. I'm still talking to my seasoned adults to get them to understand that it's not always telling the young people what to do. it is also being actively listening and teachable, because there's things they bring to the table too. And you should be interested in wanting to hear and listen, because that's what's going to bring their worth out, is the fact that somebody's listening to me. You know, I matter somewhere. Wow, I'm good at this. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be like a double fold.
Right.
And I'm so excited. I mean, everybody's ready and excited. I said, well, I think we should wait till the winter pass.
Well, you know, there's a couple of youth groups out there, we were talking about, that we've had on our show. And one of them is a group that she has people come in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go in and teach her youth how to cook.
Oh, I like that. You know I love that.
You know, how to cook, because,
Yeah.
you know, simple things, you know, and I always have these little shortcuts on things I do. Like I could do a million things with a box of cake mix. You know, when I worked at Cooper Village, you know, one of the kids, his grandma, once we started cooking things with cake mix, she'd bring in boxes and boxes. Every Sunday we'd make something different with cake
That's so
mix.
cool.
So, you know, and I always say, you know, you don't have to be rich to make simple things. You know,
No, you
and
don't.
good things.
No, you don't.
And that's probably my downfall, is I love to cook. So, so you can take the thing you like to do,
That passion, may I
that
put
passion,
yeah.
and just go and involve
sh-
yourself.
that's right, share it.
There's, you know,
That's-
you're
come
gonna
on.
get something out of it.
Boy, we said that at the same time. Share it.
That's why I work at the Y, because because I
Why
love
keep
the
doing-
kids.
I keep doing what I do.
Yeah, I love the kids, and you know, and I'm not afraid to check attitudes and say, okay, if you do this, why are you try out for your school team? Well, I'm not good enough. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Try anyway.
Yeah.
You know, who's gonna say you're not, just like one of my track guys right now, kid from Omaha. He's out in Las Vegas now. He's gonna try to make the Olympic team, and he says, if I don't try it, I'm gonna never know if I could.
That's right.
Or if, you know, he says I have to try it.
I love
If I
that.
don't make it, hey, at least I tried.
That's
so you have to
right.
at least get out of your box again.
I like, there it is.
Get out of
Step
your
out.
box,
Step
out
out
that
and do it.
Because I wouldn't be doing 90% of the things I do if I wouldn't have stepped out of my box.
I guess the reason I keep referring back to my book is because I felt like the message in me, and I call it the story behind the story. Anybody can track what I've done. Google me. You know what I'm talking about? I suggest that at home. Just Google Apostle Vanessa Ward. You'll see what comes up. That's one part. But there's a story behind the story.
There's always a story behind
Somebody
the
should
story.
always know that I cried, and there were times where I felt like quitting and I was angry. You know, that's what your story does. It brings hope, because if someone else is going through something and they know that this is exactly what they should be doing, but if they don't have anybody they can identify with,
That's
they
why we
say,
do the show.
Hey, watch out, Donna. That's why we're here.
That's why I started the show. in the
Hope it
beginning.
up.
Because, and like you said, you always start a negative in a positive.
That's right.
So we bring people on that have gone through a negative situation, how they turn it into positive.
Yes.
As somebody's listening, it's like, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that could happen for me.
Wow.
Oh, I was
You know,
there.
and we've had people that have said, you know, from listening to the show, they wanted to come on the show to tell their story. You know, because they listened to one of our
This
past
might be a
shows.
perfect time to invite now,
Right.
Donna. Take that moment and
So
go ahead and send that
if
word out.
If you are wanting to be a guest on the show, the invitation's open.
Yes.
I mean, you go on the Facebook page, Surviving Life's Tribulations, until I get it all switched around. Or Facebook me, inbox me, or whatever.
Yeah, they can also hit me too.
We're looking to bring on guests, and we're also looking for sponsors.
Yes.
So help William pay the bills here.
Yes.
But sponsorships are extremely, extremely cheap, and for what you're going to get is worth it. We will post on the Facebook page, put a banner up like behind us, or put flyers on our Facebook page. You know, there's all different ways.
Yes.
So just please inbox me. You can come on the show. You can make a little commercial.
I love it.
You know, I'm very open to work with you.
I
on
like that,
whatever
Donna.
you want to, what you want to do.
Okay, now that's the Hope Coach, and I don't want you to forget her handle. I'm trying to get her used to it. That's the Hope Coach, and I am
making me do this too. See what she does to me?
Because I love this part. I'm the Hope Hero. So what we're saying basically is that both of us share a passion to want to see our community better, our nation, our world as a whole. But we believe it has to start with us. It has to start one person at a time. Needs to, what did you say, step out of the...
Step out your box.
Step out your box. I like that coach term. For me, it's like, do something. That's
Or find it.
Hey, find it. Don't just start down. So when it gets back to my book, somebody do something. If you like a copy of it, you can also contact me through, right through here, or you can call me. And my number is 402-359-7395. You can get it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, but really, if you got a local artist or author, let them sign it for you, and let everything come that way. Go ahead, Donna.
There's also, we have so much local talent,
We sure do.
and I'm going to brag about our Olympic guy again.
Come on.
I love this kid. He went to Northwest, and he's been in the Olympics. Fantastic young man, BJ Lawrence. I just went to Vegas about a month ago and watched him train. I was so happy to see him. I've had him on the show a couple times. I think he's a good example of give these kids something to reach out for.
Yes.
Not everybody's going to make the NFL. Not everybody's going to make the NBA.
No.
I'm not going to tell you you're not, but I'm also going to be real. So, and then also Ben is out there trying to fulfill his dream about making the Olympics. So you have to try it. If you don't try to find your dream, you have to have a dream.
Hope.
You have to get up every day.
Hope. There it is.
You have to have something to want.
Yes.
Not want, but you have to try, people.
Gotta hope.
Just don't sit. And here's one of my negative things. Don't relive your childhood through your kids. Oh my. That's where you're going to step on Ms. Donna's toes, because give your children a chance to be their selves.
That's it. Freedom to decide.
Right, because they just assume with Matt being my son,
Yes.
he would play football. He would be basketball. I had to stay away from Northwest, so they wouldn't know who I was, because they would just assume. So just because you did something or you do something, don't
Enforce that on your children.
Your children are going to do it. They might need to find themselves.
Watch out. And that's the same pressure that most children, young people, at least from minds, about being a PK, a preacher's kid. Everybody assumes, somebody hear that, just because they're the lead, that they will, but if you're wise, you got to give them that room to find their own direction. And if their example is wholesome enough, they'll gravitate or that way or not.
Or even, and this is a negative thing also, but
Ready.
just because their parent is a gang member, don't assume they're a gang member.
That's right.
They're going to be a gang member. Give these kids a chance
I heard
to
that.
turn themselves.
I love 'em.
They don't need to follow in the footsteps.
I remember when I did the first block party, I sat down, I looked down the street, I could see the glow, I could see the sidewalk chalk. I seen success the very first year. I was thinking done, and then those children with those streamers and those balloons as they're cleaning up the block, running down the street, let's do it again, let's do it again. I was like, what? Then it hit me that this is not something that you start and stop. It has to keep growing. It has to keep building up hope. It has to live beyond that one-day event to stretch all the way into people's lives for the rest of their lives. So it's a
and
work.
you've taken some of the kids, and and this young man I was telling Apostle about earlier,
Yes.
just turned his life around.
Yes.
And I could bring success stories on here, and I'm so proud of my fellas. Some of them not so much. Some of them,
Yes.
you know.
I know about it. Because I said a couple of my young people that I've had with me for 10 years or more, Donna, 2 have died in tragic accidents, and one's in jail, and I'm just kind of looking back over them, and I said, Lord, you know what I mean? I have to keep hoping for the best. I have to. I refuse to not do that.
Right. Just like we're having a balloon release for my son's 4th year, I don't want to call it anniversary, but
Yes.
the 4th year of his passing. It's not even about me. It's about, some people are still having a hard time,
Yes.
and they still feel the guilt that they could have changed
Watch
this.
out.
So I'm doing this to hopefully give them some closure and bring people together. So November 28th is 1 o'clock was when my son, that's the exact time he killed himself, November 28th, 4 years ago. And if you don't live here, I tell people just release balloons wherever you're at
Beautiful.
and post pictures on Facebook.
I like that.
Because hopefully it's gonna help some of these people that
Yeah.
are still having a hard time. His brother and I have accepted the fact he did what he did. He knew what he wanted to do. He had his mind made up. Nobody was gonna change his mind. So I can't live and he told me, and he left letters in the video will saying, Mom, you take what I did and you make a difference to somebody else so they don't do this.
Beautiful.
So, they always say it's a mental issue, blah, blah, blah. No, he might have had mental problems, that's fine. But to plan it
Yeah.
as detailed as he did for 2 years, he was in his right mind. He was not a planner,
I heard that.
but he planned this.
I'm listening to it,
And
Donna.
exactly the way he killed himself, even the police officer said it was like a professional hit. He planned it. He Googled it. We went back on the computer. He was Googling things. He was watching TV shows. I mean, he was really intense on doing this. So that's the way I get up every day, knowing hopefully I can make a change to somebody else so they don't do this. Because, and I'm still going through, it was selfish. You go through
Yeah, we
the,
do.
like, why did he do it?
Yeah, we do.
Blah, blah, blah. So there's so many different aspects.
I want to piggyback, may I?
Yes.
For me, a different way, but still deaf. My husband and I, we knew that his time was coming. And when I write my story in the book, my husband was the number one person that did not want me to get involved because he was feared for my life. But on his deathbed, the number one thing he says is keep going.
And he also told you keep cooking what you're not.
He did.
But that's okay.
I am going to keep cooking, Donna. But in the meantime, Donna, you know you're wrong for that. But I do want to say, can we just kind of say that when you know that everything is okay with your loved one, from heart to heart, it keeps hope strong.
Right.
Because that that
Well, he
all
wanted-
was in.
He wanted peace.
Yes.
He wanted peace. So that he found his peace. It's a struggle every day. I'm not gonna lie and say it's not. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're so strong." No, I'm not strong.
Me either.
I have my moments.
Me too.
Songs. All kinds of different things.
Yepper.
One of the things I'm doing for myself that day is I have not brought myself. He loved Creighton basketball. He always wore a Creighton hat backwards, so I'd say Creighton. But I'm going to a Creighton game that night.
Yes.
And I called one of the coaches and explained to him what was going on. So I've tried to go places and do things that we used to do to help myself keep leading my life.
Yes.
So this is the one thing left that I have to do is go to a Creighton game.
Oh,
I have,
boy.
yeah. So
Okay.
his brother and I were going to go to a game that night. And
Okay.
So this
I'm gonna be praying for you on that one.
But he's going to be there,
Yes. For me, the Temptations. Oh God, we love the Temps. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. Just to get up and do the Temptation Walk or whatever is kind of crazy. But these are little steps of faith that bring hope. We have to keep going.
And
I like when you say step out of that comfort zone. What did you say? Step out of your
Step out
box?
the box, yeah.
I like
And
that.
the thing is, and hopefully by doing this, I
Yep.
can show people this will help other people get through what they're going through.
I like it. How about, may I play a selection?
Yeah,
as we're closing?
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm trying to get Coach Hope to use that handle. So would you like to sign out now, Coach Hope?
Coach. Oh boy.
Well, just try, Donna.
You gotta tune in on Monday because this is gonna be just a crazy.
She
hour
doesn't
to
want to do
listen
selfies. She doesn't want to do the handles. I'll be working on her though. Go ahead, Donna.
Yeah, she's it's gonna be a work. So, get up every day and make your day, because you never know. And try to make somebody else's day, because you don't know what somebody's going through. Be kind to people. Do something kind for somebody else. It might be the thing that might keep them wanting to get up every morning.
I agree. I agree. Now, this is Hope Hero, Apostle Vanessa Ward. And I just want to say, Donna, I love you. Thanks for this time together. But the whole plan is we want you to hope it up. Hey, see you later. See you the next time.
My days will be problem-free, but you did promise to always take care of me. Right now it seems that my troubles will never end. I know you promised to be my